has begun in 302 Birds, everybody. Welcome to our newest show of Phillies Postgame Show. You guys asked, I answered. I got two strapping, handsome gentlemen that are going to be joining me on this show. We're going to be doing our best to bring you guys coverage of every damn postgame between the three of us, and then we also are going to have Ballpark Tommy tapping in when tax season's over. Matt's going to be tapping in once he graduates, and I'm sure Jack Dordan, Mr. JT Realmuto's biggest fan, will be tapping in too. So it's going to be a ton of fun. But real quick, I want to introduce you guys to a new face and then a familiar face. But I want to give a quick introduction to our newest content creator and host, Brendan. I want to welcome you to the show. How are you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. Happy to be here, man. I'm pretty sure I needed somebody else to talk to about sports, especially the Phillies, because my fiance is going to kill me at this point if I keep talking to her about everything. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, if you ever need to, I mean, I don't know if you're like me. I sometimes talk to the wall. So if you're crazy and if you see people in your head like me, you can do that. But hey, man, happy to have you.
In the room upstairs with all the Philly stuff, and she just makes me go up there and just deal with it up there. Don't deal with it in the kitchen or nothing.
Hey, that sounds like a fun room to be in. I'm just saying.
Hey, man, my wife is the same way. If I yell, she's, on my ass. So.
Oh, yeah, especially when she's taking a nap during the game and you start yelling at the TV because, somebody's blowing or somebody's smoking out. It's just got to have that space sometimes.
Oh, my gosh. I want to welcome also a familiar face who you guys have seen before, Eric, a.k.a. a lot of you guys know him, Shard. Welcome back. How are you doing, sir?
What's up, brother?
We're hyped, though. If you guys can't see, this show has got a lot of personality, and you guys already know Tom, Matt, and Jack, so you guys can only imagine when they get in the mix. But we're going to kick this thing right off for you. The Phillies, maybe, probably not, have found their closer in Hoffman. Shard, you want to go ahead and speak on that first? And what are your thoughts on this guy?
I don't think Hoffman is our closer. I don't. I think he's a good reliever. I wish Rob. So let me start with this. I wish Rob would leave certain pitchers in longer if they're doing well. Wheeler does well. Suarez does well. Nola's iffy. He's still on that home run streak. He let up 2 today. But Hoffman the other night, we were up a couple runs and he came in to close and just completely fell apart. And I just don't think he's a closer. I think Jose should be our closer, and I think Hoffman should, be a 7-8 guy.
How about yourself, Brendan?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm just not all the way there with it. I think for Hoffman, I think he's more of a 6-7 guy, 7 going to 8. I think Alvarado is that permanent 8 guy. Kirk Green's coming back off his rehab assignment. He just came, he's coming back. Once he gets back, I think it's the real deal. I think he really has a chance to be that NL Rookie of the Year. Really that closer position. He has the stuff for it. He's got, the high velocity. He's got the control. He had a little bit of, he had that little bit of a stumble in Arizona last year, but he get through what? Not even 5 games in the regular season before he made it to the playoffs. So give him a little bit of time. I think he's going to be that closer position going forward. I think Hoffman's going to end up being that 7 guy, Alvarado that 8 guy, and then just move forward with Kirk Green, especially with a young kid like that. Just let him keep going for all the years forward.
He's been tearing it up in his rehab assignment too. If you looked at his stats, he's been going some scoreless innings. I think the most he's gone last I checked was 5 maybe.
Yep.
And that's what we need in a closer. We just need somebody to come in and shut it down and don't let up runs like we've been doing lately.
100%. I think with him coming back, it just really is going to be the real deal. Just having that set guy at closer, no more closer by committee. I think that's what's killing these guys, that closer by committee.
You got to love Chiefs Kingdom in here, who we're going to turn into Hertz visuals soon. Don't worry. Still working on it. Is that your little brother? Is that his new?
His birthday's today. He just turned 17. So
hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, bro.
So
hopefully we'll catch a game soon.
But yeah, going back to the whole closing thing, I think us getting rid of Craig and him going to the Orioles did not help, and I don't think Dave realized how big of a piece he was in terms of closing. I wish Dave, spent the money and got another starter or another closer, but I think if Rob can't figure it out here soon, it's going to bite us in the ass.
Yeah, I think it's a big thing. And, with Kirk Green coming back this early, we're only in, mid-April. We have a couple months of the trade deadline, whether, whoever he's going to try to get. Because if he doesn't have that stuff going into the trade deadline, So they're going to have to pick somebody up. There's no way you can go on a run in October without a closer. Nobody wins a World Series with a closer by committee.
Right.
Are you guys nervous at all with the way that this team is built? Because, like, as an amateur fan, I don't see a weakness in this team. And maybe it's in the pitching and it's on the other side. But I feel like if the Phillies put up 5, like we've said all year long, the Phillies put up 5 runs a game or around it like today, they should win these games. Are you guys that confident in our pitching to consistently be able to hold teams under 5 runs, or where are you guys at with that?
Brendan, I'll let you take it.
Yeah.
I'll bounce off you.
I'm not too concerned. I think, there's a reason why they were ranked the number 1 bullpen. We're only, 12 games, a dozen games in the season. They're 6-6. The Braves series, to me, could be an anomaly. These guys have pitched really well over the last couple of days. Going forward, it's just getting Kirkland back. Soto looks great. He's in the high 90s, almost hitting 99. Dominguez is a little iffy with his command right now, but Alvarado looks like he's getting into his own. Same with Strahm. And then I really think Kirkland is the piece that gets these guys to October, into a deep run into October, because you need somebody in that position.
Shard?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely a couple things I think we need to improve on non-pitching wise. I think our batting is not where it needs to be, but we'll get into that in a few minutes because that is, I think, one of the topics towards the end. But pitching wise, I think I need to see a little bit more before I can come to a definite, conclusion or opinion.
Agreed. Now, here's another question for you, Shard. Moving along to our next topic. JT, balls to the throat, but not in the good kind of way, man. What was the deal with that today?
So this was yesterday, and we were kind of worried that he wasn't going to play today. I forget who was pitching yesterday. It might have been
that was a Wheeler bouncer.
It was Wheeler. So the ball bounced off the home plate right into his throat. And he came straight out of the game. Stubbs went in. Granted, we lost that game. But just a scary injury. I mean, he's a pretty decent player. He's been, granted he's better away than he is at home. His stats prove that. But yeah, I mean, it was just a scary situation.
Balls to the throat, but the wrong kind of way. I'm just saying. This is one of my biggest fears in all of life. See, this is why Dalton can come on the show and be an awesome guest, because this is going to be completely fucking unrelated to baseball. This is one of my biggest fears. Anything going into like your Adam's apple, let alone a fucking 90, 95 mile per hour fastball or whatever it was. Hopefully it was like a little less and not as much heat. What the fuck? That is scary as hell to me. I'm sorry. That is wild to me. So balls to the throat, the wrong kind of way, not the kind that anybody wants.
Yeah, just a freak thing, but glad he's okay.
Yeah, and then having him come in today, he probably had the most solid hit of the day today out of anybody. Granted, he got a little turnaround, the center fielder for the Cardinals out in center field. Still got the run home. Still batted, 2 hits. He had 2 runs. The guy's putting in work. He's as strong as strong comes. He doesn't want to be taken out of the game. I can only imagine the conversation him and Topper had before the game this afternoon, this morning. But nobody's going to take him out. He really wants to play. He acts like he wants to play, and he's producing. The biggest thing.
Yeah, he started our scoring. So, I mean.
Sorry, Shard, you're good. I was talking to TikTok.
No, I mean, he started our scoring, and then, Bohm came behind him and made it a 2-run game. Granted, it got a little bit close towards the end of the game, but we won the game with that game-ending double play. So,
balls to the throat. Sorry, I just had to do it one more time. Anyway, Rojas heating up. I like this a lot. When this guy first came here, old amateur once again. Hey, and real quick. Shout out to Bird Gang Vodka for firing me up this episode. It's Wednesday night. I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I can have some Bird Gang Vodka. You heard it here first. I got that vodka lemonade with a little bit of grenadine and Sprite. I want whatever Rojas is drinking right now because this guy is really finding a way to get his shit together. I know we've always talked about his defense. That's why he's there. but his offense has kind of been what has been stagnant. So it's nice to finally see him start to connect with the ball and get some more consistency. I don't know how long it's going to last. I really haven't watched the game yesterday or today, so I don't even know how he's played, if he's played. But I know that he was struggling, and to see him connect there for a little bit was nice. Hopefully, this keeps up because the Phillies really, really need a consistent, reliable guy in that center field. My hope is that it can be Rojas. He's our center fielder, right?
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah, so I'm hoping that he can stay there because he's quick, he's athletic, he can really do it all. We've seen some of the catches that this guy's made, and you're like, wow, like he can really do it all. But on the flip side, it's like, okay, what's the trade-off? How much do you want to sacrifice from your offense? Because like I said earlier, this team has to put up 5 runs a game or they're going to end up shitting the bed.
Yeah, I mean, pulling up his stats here, I have it, on my other screen. He's 4 for 9 in this series. He's 5 for 31 this season. So not the best hitter overall. There's been talks with sending him down, which I'm kind of in the middle of that. Do I think he needs to be sent down? Yes. I think he needs to get his batting average up. Would we miss a key defender? Yes, because I mean, there's catches that he makes that I don't think anybody else could make on the team. But the announcers were saying it, I think today or yesterday on their broadcast. It's something with the stadium. Like he walks in that stadium and he fucking gets a big dick and fucking hits that shit out of the fucking stadium. I don't fucking know, but.
Oops.
But it's something with the stadium. Like he's more confident in that stadium, and you can definitely see it. And I hope that carries over to when we come home.
Yeah, I'll first say I hope this keeps up. Like, I'm number one, want this guy to hit. He's going to be the number 9 hitter. Let him hit, right? At the same time, he had 2 hits on Monday, a hit yesterday, hit today. One Monday, looks confident. Confidence, all hell, right? Yesterday, a little bit today, a little bit as well. I'm not there yet. He's hitting great, grand, cool, awesome. In the words of Chris Farley, get on the bus, right? Right now, I'm not on that bus. Get this guy on the bus back AAA, get that batting average up. It's just not there yet for me. And getting a guy in like Whit Merrifield, I think is a better bit of an option right now because there's 32 teams in the league. 31 other teams have 9 hitters. Right now, in my eyes, we only have 8. It's almost like we have a pitcher. We have a guy getting subbed out after his 2 at-bats. Just not there yet. Let this guy produce. Like he was one of the best minor leaguers we had all last year. Let him fucking cook. Let him do his thing. Bring him back up when he's ready. And I think we'll all be in a full swing at that point.
You say 8? I think we have 7 because Nick sucks too. So.
Yeah.
Nick is terrible, dude.
I'm wearing a windbreaker. I'm wearing a windbreaker right now just because of that swing from Cassie all day today.
Well, let me ask you this, and I want your opinion on it. I've asked a couple people. I think I asked Tommy in the group chat, got his opinion on it. But how would you feel about if you say you were Rob, right, and you had to make the decision? Would you give Rojas a gap of 10 to 20 games, right? You go to Rojas, you say you have, let's just throw out a number. Let's say you have 16 games. If you cannot get your average to this number, we're sending you down.
Yeah, I'm 100% in on that. Just honestly, at this point, it's the same thing with Cassie. Like, things need to change. Get this guy down to 8 in the lineup. Let Rojas sit there at 9 if you're going to keep him in the lineup. But getting Cassie down to 8, it's going to piss him off. It's going to be the same thing that happened last year. Drop him down, move Stott up. I think it was a little bit of a mistake today. Putting Stott below Cassie definitely needs a guy that had, he can hit the ball. It's wet, it's rainy, it's cold. The ball's not going to go far. Stott's an average guy. Cassie's out here swinging for the fences with, the slump that he's in. He's seeing the ball like it's a little peanut. He's not really doing much. Drop him down. Let him build that confidence back up. Because we know that when he's hot, he's hot. He has the swagger that Philly looks for. He has the team, team mentality. Let him get ready. Just drop him, piss him off. I think the biggest thing is pissing a guy like him off, and he'll be back to where we need him to be.
I agree. I think, has Liam been there recently? Because Liam,
I saw him at opening day, maybe a couple of the opening game series. Other than that, maybe it's school time. Maybe that's what I'm going with.
Yeah, that is true.
Or he's just so mad at his dad, he doesn't want to be at the game. It could be that.
We need the mayor in attendance because if not, then Nick is just terrible.
Yeah, 100%.
If you were teaching at a school, would you give permission if you were teaching Liam Castellanos to be at the Phillies game, I think that's a necessary sacrifice. I would have to do that.
If you're a real Phillies fan, you know you don't have to do it at this point.
Dude, that's my job. I'm a teacher.
That's what I didn't know if you wanted to say it or not. So I was like, I was gonna let you.
If Liam Castellanos next year came into my classroom and he said, "Hey, I got to be going these days because my dad is, playing," be like, "You know what? You're excused. Goodbye. See you when you get back."
Or just wait
for
for
your homework's done.
Catastrophe. That world's coming to an end. Castellanos is going to hit a home run today. Just wait for something like that, maybe.
In a way, you might learn more from Citizens Bank Park than you might at a school. In one day, I should say, not throughout the year, but in one day, you're going to learn a lot of shit really quick if it's your first Phillies game and your first trip to Citizens Bank Park. I remember my freshman year at St. Joe's real quick. Brandon and I, my one roommate, were hanging out. We're hanging out at Citizens Bank Park. Let me know real quick, guys, in the comments, if you guys have any stories like these or Philadelphia funny stadium stories, first experiences. I know the vet has probably got to have a bunch. But, yeah, it's like our first game at the Link freshman year, Eagles, Redskins. Can I even say that? Who knows? But we're playing them, and I'll never forget this one guy has two tall boys. One's a Red's Apple Ale, the other's a Bud Light in each hand. So he has 4 total beers at once. I didn't even know you're allowed to buy that many at once. And he's like, "Where are you guys from?" We're like, "Oh, yeah, we're like freshmen at St. Joe's." And he goes, "Cool." We're like, "Where are you from?" He's like, "I'm sleeping in my truck outside tonight." And I was like, holy shit. That was when I realized we are a different breed. This man is literally sleeping in his truck tonight, getting hammered to watch his team and enjoy it. And at the moment, I would say I kind of understood it. The older I get, the more I start to appreciate that guy. Shout out to Walt if you're ever going to see this episode or anything like that. Also, shout out to Brandon Marsh. This guy has been fun to watch this year. Consistent as hell. What are your thoughts on him, Brendan?
Yeah, baseball Jesus, the caveman. This man does it all. It's just, there's no other way to put it. This man does it all right now. He's catching balls on the ground. He's hitting the balls out of the park when nobody else is. This needs to be an everyday player. Lefty, righty, that's bullshit to me right now. You have guys that can't hit lefty or righty. He's hitting both. He needs to be staying in that 6th spot. He batted well in it today, came in clutch at the end of the game, really put him ahead. But he's not a guy that needs to be sat down when, Topper thinks that the pitcher's not doing too well or, the pitcher's going to be too well for him or he's not going to be able to get control over it. Let him hit. Just let him go. He's a young guy. Just let him go. That's plain and simple to me. Just let him go.
I like it.
I mean, he proved himself yesterday in a sense. I mean, he tried to rob I don't remember who hit their home run, but he tried to rob a home run yesterday. And then right after that, he let up a home run, sure, but he got it back. He literally hit a home run right after he let it up. And I think he's the best hitter on our team right now. Nobody else, I think, is really producing as well as he is. Harper had that 3-run game. Great. He hasn't really done anything since. Harper, yesterday or the day before, he kept grounding into double plays. But I think, I agree with Brendan. I don't agree with Rob with the whole, he can't hit lefties, so I'm going to pull him. Dude is hitting anybody that's coming up to pitch, And I think if you take Marsh out, I think it throws off the whole entire lineup.
So you think Marsh is the glue guy, would you say, of this team? It's not even Bryce Harper. It's more Marsh, you would say. He's the real embodiment of this team.
Any day you split up the daycare is not a good day.
100%.
I like that. That quote goes hard. We might have to make that a quote. That's good. But in all seriousness, too, real quick, I want to ask you guys, I'm thinking about it as well. I thought about it today at work, and I was like, do you think Marsh is a good chance for a Philly for life? Came from the Angels. Probably didn't really like his scenario there. I mean, to him, this has got to be heaven. I was thinking about it, and if he were to ever leave this team, that would not be a good thing. I think that, is he on a longer-term contract yet? Because that was also what was going through my mind. When does that conversation start to come up?
Let me look it up.
Yeah, that I'm not too sure about, but I can say that I know you're talking about him for Phillies MVP right now, but we're going to do a hot take. This guy could be NL MVP with the stuff that he's having. He's projected for 44 home runs for the year. 88 RBIs. You know, for the guy that Ronald Acuna Jr. is, he's our batting average right now, OPS, home runs, and RBIs. So just saying that, putting that out there, this guy can hit. Let him hit. Don't sit his ass down.
So I'm not 100% sure, and I can share my screen. Let me see. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks like he's in pre-arbitration right now. He might go into arbitration in 2025, but it looks like he's on a 1-year deal for $766,500. So, not 100% sure if they're going to extend him. I guess they're going to see how this season goes, because that's typically what happens is you see how the season goes before a contract negotiation. I personally think, though, I think he brings a lot of personality to the team. He brings a lot of character. I mean, if you go to any Phillies game, home or away, you have Phillies fans. When we win, you have Phillies fans waiting behind the dugout for him and Stott or him and Boehm or whoever to come out and do their daycare shenanigans. And if you take that away, I mean, it's going to take a part of the team away.
Well, I hear that. You got the Marsh's marshmallows out in the center field already, so like you can't.
That too.
Yeah.
Don't they have aliens now too, or something, or is that the same group?
I wouldn't doubt it at this point.
I saw that dude has so many fan groups. It's insane. Like, it's like, dude, okay, like you're a popular guy around here. I like it. I think he should be locked down because he does his stuff right off the field too when you see him. And that's not easy as a Philadelphia athlete. I don't say that about everybody. That's why I think it makes sense to lock him down. Like, just from a pure business perspective, it's going to be a lot of sold Marsh jerseys for years to come. Like you said, Chard, people are lining up in the parking lot to meet this guy. And what I think is the even cooler part is he's giving them the time of day. He's giving them that interaction. His family is too, for God's sake. So the fact that the Marsh family has committed this much to the Phillies, I think that the Phillies almost owe it to him to offer him that. If this keeps up this season, I think that would probably be when that conversation would start.
Have you seen what his dad looks like?
No, what does he look like? Just like him?
His dad looks just like him, but he looks like, you ever watch those old like Western movies, like those old prospectors? Like, you ever watch Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
The prospector looks exactly like an old prospector. Just looks, it looks old as hell, long hair, long beard.
Produced one hell of a ball player.
Hell yeah, he did. That boy can connect with the ball and the bat in a certain kind of way.
An opposite field this way, if I might add.
True. Yeah, very good point. But I mean, I don't have anything else. If you guys don't have anything else, that's pretty much all we got for you. Phillies take down the Cardinals today, 4-3. We will probably be back tomorrow. Do the Phillies play?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow.
Game.
Okay. Yeah, so it'll be a daily thing depending on the time of the game. If it's late at night, we'll try to get them done. Like we said, between all of our lives, we'll try to at least get 2 people in here for you guys, if not 3. If you guys like this kind of video and you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, wherever, if you could give it a heart and a like, that would be greatly appreciated. And honestly, just let us know if you want to see more of this content. And if you have any suggestions for any topics that you want us to talk about the following day, let us know in the comments and say, hey, can you talk about this tomorrow? And we'll queue it up for you. But other than that, I want to welcome once again Brendan and Eric both to the network. You guys have seen Eric on the show of 302 Birds, and Brendan is well joining us now. So I'm sure he'll be joining us on 302 Birds, the main show, too, to make an appearance. So that'll be a lot of fun. But, I mean, that's all we got for you guys. Do either of you guys have anything else to say before we wrap up here?
No, I think
cool.
That's about it.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Go Phillies. And if you guys aren't doing anything this Wednesday, please come out to Klondike Kate's. We're having our celebrity guest bartender event. The Philly sports guy is going to be in the house. Club 215 is going to be in the house. Birdman's going to be in the house. KJ McCoy and Chaos Chris are going to be in the house. There's a long list of legends. I don't want to offend anybody, but it's getting extensive now. So please come out, come hang out with us, get a drink for a great cause. Other than that, let's go Fightins. Hopefully this keeps